Hi, I'm John from Westway IT and I'm joined here with Trevor from Clear Insurance Group. So with cyber insurance, what does it actually cover?
So cyber insurance breaks into what I class as 10 different areas, right? 6 of them come as standard covers, in my opinion, and then 4 of them are like add-ons depending on the type of policy. So the 6 key areas that I would expect from a standard policy are your third-party liability, your cyber liability, or privacy liability as it's sometimes called. I'd expect to see that, which is about covering those claims made against you by customers or individuals whose data has been exposed or have lost because of the attack. You get multimedia liability, which is really an add-on to the cyber liability, which just covers you for things like accidental infringement of somebody's IP, slandering somebody by accident, those kind of things. And that's what that's about. It's really an add-on. It's not...
Social media is so prevalent, it can be easy to accidentally make a mistake. Yeah,
and that's what it's there for. The 4 key areas, which other key areas are about you as a business. So you get your breach response costs, which includes things like notification, forensics, legal, PR management. They're even set up a call centre if you want them to, if you need them to notify all your customers and deal with any queries. So that's really about the breach response, the incident response side of it. So that's where the key, in my opinion, is the key cover of any cyber policy. In addition to that, you get extortion, as we've talked about ransomware, so it covers that side of it. And then also you get property damage, which isn't strictly a good description, because really what it's about doing is covering your property damage is covering your systems and your website. So if they're damaged as part of the hack,
somebody's gone and defaced your website, something else that's not you on it.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen website scraping done and things like that in the past, and those kind of things is what you're looking to cover under that section.
So somebody's set up a fake website that looks just like you. For example, if you're a online store, they've created a dupe with your logo and products.
Well, it's more to do with it was actually an online store that I remember the incident from was they actually took all the photos, right? And then sold the photos in order to make money out of the photos. So for other online stores, because as you can imagine, images are worth something. So that's what it was about. So they scraped it all off his website and then used it to sell off in order to make money from it. And it was a few years ago now, so you know, not so common as it is now, not so common now. But and the final area of cover is business interruption. So your business interruption under an office policy or a combined policy covers you in the event of fire, flood, theft, you know, all these different areas. Cyber isn't usually covered under those policies. So this is about a cyber incident interrupting your business. So it might be that you're shut down for a week, you know, and if you're shut down for a week, you lose a week's money. So it's about covering that amount. Or it might be that you have an incident that means that some of your customers leave. Again, loss of business. So it's about covering that for a certain period of time. There's an indemnity period generally, and they range from 3 months to 12 months, just depends on the insurer.
With that interruption cover, if one of your sort of upstream providers that, for example, hosted your website or your emails, they were subject to attack, is that where you might call on that policy, or would you be calling on your provider's
So it
policy?
depends on the wording of the policy, because what you're talking about is dependent business interruption cover. So some policies include it automatically, some policies it's an extension. So it's one of the 4 extensions in addition to the 6 main covers that I mentioned later on. But what I'm saying, so it's not automatic, it just depends. I mean, if you go to certain insurers, they include it automatic, but it's called dependent BI or dependent business interruption cover. And what it's to cover is essential services to you as a business. So it could be bookkeeping, accountants, things like that, that provide, if they have attack and you're then unable to trade and you lose money because they've had an attack, then that's where it would kick in.
So there's so many different insurance covers. How does cyber insurance cover compare to, for example, crime cover?
So crime cover is a financial cover to cover you against any crime to a business. It will pick up certain aspects of cyber incidents depending on the wording, again, because everybody's trying to write these things in and out. So you have to be clear that it's all down to the wording. What I would say is the difference between a crime policy and a cyber crime policy or a cyber crime extension is that the cyber crime extension is built to deal with cyber crime. So, and within a cyber policy, you've also got those breach response covers which would react at the same time. So you'd be covered for forensics, having a look at how that was done effectively. Yeah. Whereas under a crime policy, what you're looking at is covering the sum of what's been lost. It's not going to provide those forensic covers to find out how it happened. It's just going to provide you with, oh, I lost this much in an invoice fraud, and it'll provide you with that amount of money if that was the case. It's really the cyber crime policy, because of the way it's put together, extends the amount of work that would go into it, and it would cover other costs. Yeah. And that's the way I would put it.
Yeah. You want to try and stop something from happening again, which is where the better policy for cyber incidents at least is cyber insurance. But businesses may well want the further cover with the crime cover.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, both policies are worth their weight in gold for various reasons. But if it's cyber and you have a cyber policy, it's more bespoke for that cover that you're trying to protect yourself against. If you want a crime policy because you want to cover all crimes against you, and it might include various other areas, then that'd be suited for you. It just depends on the risk, and that's where, when you talk to a broker, you're going to get that expertise. Is they're going to advise you one way or another what the best route is, and that depends on what the risk is to you. Are you more scared about this, or are you more scared about that happening, and then assessing that and then recommending the right policy.
Then you got the problem of people not being aware of what they should be scared of. Well, ignorance might be bliss, but when it comes to bite you later because something's happened.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from our point of view, it's a case of sometimes you don't know what you don't know. It's also, why we do these videos, and we issue emails and things like that. It's really just to educate people. It's to say, look, these are risks out there. They are genuine risks. If you want to talk about it, you want to understand more about it, then speak to us. You know, we're more than happy to have a conversation. Doesn't cost anything for a conversation, bar time.
Thank you, Trevor. We've definitely covered quite a few questions. Hopefully we've been able to help other businesses understand a bit more about cyber insurance, what it is, some of the processes around it, definitely things to stop and think about. So thank you for your time.
No, thank you very much for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. And like I said, if I can help, I'm happy to do so.